Hey, welcome to level 5 of the Gamers Pass podcast, where a bunch of us just get together and we chat about video games and some upcoming stuff and some secret stuff and some special stuff, a whole lot of stuff. And joining me today, we have just Lightsy. Lightsy, how you doing today?
I'm all right today.
Excellent. And right here, we've got Lee Everett, the Walking Dead man himself. Lee, how you doing?
Doing great, thanks. How are you?
Fantastic. Guys, we have a really good week this week. A lot of stuff to chat about. We're missing Jakey today. He an obligation came up at the last minute. So yeah, and Jakey's awesome. If those of you that love Jake, you know he can talk video games all day, and it's awesome. So we are gonna miss you, Jake. But he said he'll be back here next week, and we're excited for that. So we're gonna jump right into it, and right away, I just want to dump a bunch of Game Pass stuff on everybody. And Outriders RPG shooter. So that's not the name of what it's called, but Outriders is an RPG shooter. Was just announced that it's coming out day one for Xbox Game Pass. And I went and looked at some videos. At first it had a Destiny feel, but it's got like Destiny, Monster Hunter, and a whole bunch of other stuff where several people are getting together, blasting monsters, blasting whatever. They're crafting. You can craft your vehicles, you can craft your weapons, and you can unlock legendary weapons. And one of the videos I was showing, there's some sort of fire or pyro monster or pyro character, and it had this sort of gravel or graphite gun that floated on top, which looked really cool. And every time he gets a kill with or something like that, it adds like this layer of shielding protection for a few seconds. It just looked really cool. And so I was like, you know what? I'm a Game Pass fan, and this may be something I'd like to try. You guys are both Nintendo guys, but have you seen anything on Outriders, or have you heard much about it? Lightsy?
I hadn't, but from the sounds of it, it sounds like it would be something up my alley.
Absolutely, yeah, and you can play with several people together, which is cool. All on the same time. There was a part where they were walking up. I had a little bit of voice acting. I thought it almost sounded like it was a narrator that you type in, and then the narrator's trying to speak what you typed. It sounded really robotic and annoying, but we'll see if that's the actual thing. But he went, there's something here. I'm going to press the button, and all of a sudden, like, things started happening, and all of us, it just jumped right into this monster epic battle. It looks like there's boss monsters, but a bunch of minions too. Lee, have you seen much about this?
No, I haven't actually, but it does look really exciting.
Yeah, and that was my thing too. I never heard anything about it until this week. And here it is, March 21st. It's coming out in like 10, 11 days. However many days there is in March. I think there's 31. But I couldn't believe it. I was like, okay, coming to day one Game Pass. And we're going to jump into Game Pass a little bit more. But it just seems like all the developers and the gaming community are looking at Game Pass saying, oh my gosh, this is probably the greatest thing in gaming of all time. And really, as a long time gamer, this to me is the greatest thing ever. This is Netflix for gaming, and it is fantastic. I wish you guys had Xbox, and I wish you guys could participate in this whole Game Pass stuff, but you guys have PC. And what's really cool about PC is Game Pass is part of that, and coming actually it's out now, I believe it is, Game Pass EA Play is now on PC. And so there's like 60 plus video games for Electronic Arts, not just their sports games, but like all their other stuff too, is on Game Pass for not only console, but PC now, which is, I think it's called EA Play instead of Origins. And I don't think a lot of people liked Origins, and EA gets this bad rep or whatever, but they do make some decent games. Lightsy, have you?
Love Sims.
Yeah, so The Sims is on there. I'm not sure about PC. I haven't confirmed, but I'm pretty sure it is. But it is on for Xbox. Lightsy, besides Sims, is there any other EA games or even Talk Sims? It's all good. I know you said you love it and you wanted to hop back into it.
Yeah. I'm drawing a blank. Like I want to. Okay.
Besides their sports games, basketball, which is a little iffy, and hockey, of course, football.
Did they have racing games?
Yes, they have Need for Speed. EA does.
Yeah, I was thinking Need for Speed, but I wasn't sure if that was them or if it was somebody else. But like, I did recently get into Need for Speed on the PlayStation. I would definitely get that on the PC.
Need for Speed Revenge is awesome. I know people love Paradise City, but there was just something amazing about Revenge. Lee, I'm sure you've heard about Burnout and stuff. I don't think I've ever streamed it, but any EA games that really tickle your fancy?
I mean, like, to be honest, I really like the Star Wars Battlefront games.
Yes.
Like I know they've had some sort of like mixed opinions on it, like with how Battlefront 2 started, and it wasn't great, and then when it actually got to a point where it was pretty good, and now they've stopped doing it, so it's sort of a bit weird on that. But yeah, I quite enjoy them.
So
for the most part.
Star Wars Battlefront 2 started out with loot boxes, and people hated it because it almost came down to a pay to win, and I get it.
Yeah.
But the whole thing is everybody's like wah wah wah, and rightfully so. But like 2 years later, they're still crying about it. Oh, that game's stupid. But if they hopped into it, Star Wars Battlefront 2 is amazing. It didn't take very long for them to get rid of the loot boxes and just turn everything around, give everything for free DLC, and it is amazing. The gameplay is awesome. The worlds are fantastic. Everything. Star Wars Battlefront 2 is legit an amazing game. And we're going to talk about another Star Wars game that's coming out already on Game Pass. To jump into more Game Pass, it says coming soon. Usually we have Jake take care of the Game Pass stuff. But Undertale. Did you guys play Undertale? And have you seen much about it? Lee?
To be honest, I've been really meaning to get involved with that. Yeah. I know that there was a lot of hype around it for quite a long time, and I just I don't know, maybe it was the sort of the play style of it or something that I didn't have a lot of interest at the time, but
exactly.
And the aesthetic of it, but I do feel like it's something that I need to look into, because it has a lot of hardcore fan base with it.
Yes. Lightsy, did you see Undertale or anything like that?
I don't think I played it.
Yeah.
I might have watched Still play it a few times.
Sure. So yeah, and that's my thing, is I watched gameplay of it. For me, I was like, I don't know if the gameplay is really my thing, but people love it. Like, people are saying it's my game of the year when it came out. It's phenomenal. It's excellent. I don't know. It's on Game Pass, though, which I think is cool. Empire of Sin. Now, this was originally a PC game years ago, and it just seems like it's got a whole revamp for console. I love these style of games. It's more of a simulator game, but it's back in like the 1930s or whatever, and you're a gangster, and you got your guys that you have to. I played the crap out of it on PC, I really did. But it's out now on Xbox, and I used my phone on the Xbox game app yesterday. I was playing Apex Legends. I'm like, I'm going to download that, and so I can't wait to jump in to play it again. Check it out if you ever have a chance. Nier Automata, I've never played that. Do you guys know anything about that game? Apparently it's really good. Cool. All right. So the other Star Wars one was Star Wars Squadrons. Now, Lee, I think you had mentioned something about that last week or something, but I'm going to tell you Star Wars Squadrons is really good. And I downloaded it. You had the 10 free hours of free gameplay. It was a free weekend. That's what it was, a few weeks ago. And I played it, and I was like, wow, this is really good. You actually play both sides. You play as the light side, you play as the dark side. And you play as several different characters on either side, which I thought was really awesome. And Lee, I know you're a hardcore Star Wars fan. Lights, are you a Star Wars fan? Ouch.
No.
It's all right. It's all right. But Lee, is this something you would be interested in trying out, Star Wars Squadrons?
Yeah, for sure. I think it looks amazing. And what they have already is great. Like I expect that they'll add more, like in the future. But yeah, it looks amazing. I love that they have the inclusion of the dark side, because like, yeah, because I like the ability to choose. You know, that's sort of where it fell a little bit short in the Battlefront 2 campaign,
Yep.
because like you started with the Empire,
Yes.
and it's
Right.
like that was like, you know, it's like, oh, we get a perspective from the Empire for once,
Yep.
and then you then go to the light side. But like, if they gave you the ability to choose, I think that would have been awesome.
Sure.
So I think with Star Wars Squadrons, I think like it does let you choose, and I love that.
Absolutely. Now, I did stream the Star Wars Battlefront 2 story mode, which I thought was really awesome. It was fun, but you and I are both super Star Wars geeks, and that's as far as we'll go right there, though, Lee. We won't talk about The Last Jedi being the worst movie of all time. But Torchlight, moving on, Torchlight 3 is coming to Game Pass PC, which is actually a really fun game. I streamed it. I was streaming it on Sundays here a little while on Xbox. Genesis Noir, I don't know anything about it. I didn't check it out yet, but there is a game called Octopath Traveler that came out on the Switch. I didn't know it came out. I didn't know if it came out on console at all. It is now on Xbox Game Pass. Octopath Traveler, check it out. It is a phenomenal RPG, turn-based game, like old school Nintendo RPGs, but the animation, the backgrounds, whatever, it's beautiful. And I highly recommend trying out Octopath Traveler. Check it on your Nintendo Switch store, because you both have Nintendos. Just check it out. And it is really cool. Here is a beautiful RPG series, Pillars of Eternity. This one is Deadfire Ultimate Edition. Those are robust D&D games. They're huge. And they're actually really awesome. Lots of fun. Superland, I don't know anything about. Yakuza 6, The Song of Life. I've never played a Yakuza game until Game Pass. And I downloaded Yakuza 0, and it's pretty cool so far. I haven't played much, but all of the Yakuza games are on Xbox Game Pass. It's fantastic. They're hundreds of hours of gameplay just in the Yakuza series. Now, Lightsy, you are a anime fan, correct? Overall? Yeah. Okay, is that anime, Narita boy? Or am I thinking of Naruto? I think I'm thinking of Naruto. I don't know. So Naruto boy is out on Game Pass. I think it's anime, but I don't know. Guys, let me know in the comments below if it is or not. And then, of course, Outriders, Game Pass. If you are a Game Pass purchaser, it is 100% worth everything. You don't really have to buy games at all. You just pay. If you get the Ultimate Edition, it's $14 a month. It comes with Xbox Live Gold and hundreds of games, and games with gold every month too. I will preach the goodness of Xbox Game Pass for the rest of my days. I really will. It is so awesome. Right now, it's perfect. So we're going to jump into Nintendo news right now. Lightsy has some new Animal Crossing information. I think today or I think it's today. Yesterday is the 1 year anniversary. The game that saved everybody during the pandemic. Lightsy, what do you got?
Well, to start things off, in the year we've had Animal Crossing, December 31st, 2020, that's where this number comes from, they sold 31.18 million copies of the game.
That's crazy. Just Animal Crossing.
Just Animal Crossing New Horizons.
Amazing.
11.77 million of those were within the first 12 days.
I was a day one purchaser. I got 3 copies day one for me, my wife, and my oldest boy.
Yeah. I was a pre-order. So
sure.
To start, update 1.9 off. They gave us all a free anniversary cake
Ooh,
It's
okay.
in your mailbox right now.
I haven't fired it up yet.
Go and pick it up.
Okay.
The thing that I am most excited about this update is they gave us 50 more basic design slots and 50 more pro design slots.
Okay.
And I know me myself, for designing my island, I was getting so tight on those design slots with my paths and just everything else, designs that I wanted for my island. And the current path that I'm using takes up like 18 of the however many basic original slots that we had. I think it was like 20, 25 maybe.
Yep.
So more than half of my slots were going to my past. They gave us 50 more. And now I can finally expand my designs.
That's amazing. No, that's really good. That's needed.
It's so great. So yeah, we just have to go and, microtransaction with the Nook tickets.
Of course.
Get that. But that also gives us the ability to customize umbrellas.
Yes.
And the Japanese Uchiha fans, I know I just said that completely wrong.
That's okay.
They also gave us photo stands, like, the face hole cutout, so we can make those. Oh, that's
right, yes.
We can make those now.
Whoa, wait, did you say you can make those?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah. They added in a whole bunch of new events throughout the year.
Okay.
Not starting with, but they've added in April Fools this year.
Ah, okay, cool.
So they have whoopee cushions that will be added in for April Fools.
I saw that.
Bunny Day has gotten an update. So instead of it being like the 2 weeks that it was last year and bugging us all with all of the eggs coming out of everything.
Yep.
It's just 8 days now.
Okay.
I think that they said that they cut back the number of eggs that is going to be spawning, and so it's not quite overwhelming as last year.
That really was. I think I still have some saved in my
so do I.
That's awesome.
They added in some new Bunny Day items that will be in the Nook store for you to pick up every day. Also an Earth Day item, a cool globe, along with items for prom.
Okay.
So they added in some dresses and tuxedos and prom crown and all that.
That's
funny. Yeah. And then starting March 26th, or coming out March 26th, they already have pre-sales. Pre-sales were available in Canada for about a month now, or a couple of weeks, for the Sanrio.
Yes.
Sanrio amiibo cards, villagers.
And they're they're sold out constantly. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Scalpers.
Yeah, I wish I had have pre-ordered them when I did, because now I can't even get them.
Yeah, I can't either.
Yeah. They added in 97 themed items for those.
Ooh, that sucks.
And the only way to get those villagers is with those amiibo cards.
Yeah, that's rotten.
Yeah, you can't pack them up in boxes and give them away like the usual guys.
Yep.
And the items that we get from them, they aren't catalogable.
Oh no! So you have to have those stinking cards. Yeah. The whole negative aspect about it there is scalpers just buying it all up and selling it for way more, and it's so frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah. So you can still trade and gift the items to your friends that way, but you can't just like go, like, say you come to my island because I have the cards.
Yep.
And you just like pick them up and drop them. It doesn't work like that.
That sucks.
Let's see, what else do we have? We have Nook points.
Oh, okay.
So the Nook Link app on the Nintendo app on your phone is now going to have more use, make people use it more. So they've added in a new currency, so that's Nook points.
Okay.
So we have the Nook miles in game. The Nook points are going to be on the phone. You can collect 10 a day to redeem for special prizes.
Oh no!
From the app.
No.
So it's another microtransaction from Animal Crossing.
Like, I have over 200,000 Nook miles just sitting there. It's crazy.
I'm close there too. So with those Nook points, so far they have the Nook Inc. poster, which currently I believe you can see it in the airport.
Yep.
It's on the wall there. There's also a door plate, and you can get the Animal Crossing New Horizons Switch case.
Oh, yes.
So they added that into the game. They also added in Switch lights. Four different colors
cool.
of the Switch lights into the game.
That's funny.
And you can get that, though the Switch lights aren't from the Nook points, but you can get Isabel's photo, Tom Nook's photo, and Timmy and Tommy's photos now too. And those are all completely customizable. Like,
all right, that's cool.
Other guys. Yeah. So last thing for that is after you collect your 10 points on the Nook Link app, there is Words of Wisdom from Katrina.
Now, who's Katrina again? Is that the dream girl?
No, that's Luna. Katrina is the Lady Fortune.
Oh,
so she tells you your fortunes and stuff. So this is her little icon in it is done in the same artwork as the villagers at the end of the trailers.
Yep.
Usually when they're introducing who's going to be coming up in the next patch after.
Okay.
So we're speculating right now that she might be added into the game sometime soon because we didn't have a trailer for this update. It was just all patch notes.
Yep.
So her being on the Nook Link app now is, speculation for her coming into the game soon.
Yeah, we need more. We need KK needs his own home. He needs his own stage. We need the dude that serves up coffee. We need
Brewster.
Yeah, Brewster. We need more. Lee, I guarantee this would be a game you fell in love with, dude, and loved it and played all the time. I guarantee it, man. Doesn't matter how old you are, Animal Crossing is just that genuinely calm, amazing, fun game that you can pretty much do anything. It's so awesome. Lightsy, when you pre-ordered, did you get where'd you get it? Where'd you pre-order it from?
From the e-store on the Switch.
Oh, so you have a digital copy. So, whenever I get to see you again, since you're in Nova Scotia and I'm in New Brunswick, really close, if you look right here, you can see Isabel sticking her head out. I have two of these. Well, I have three, but Isaac took one. I have this for one of these for you if you want. It came with the pre-order. I have two of them because I got 3 pre-order copies, but if you want one, you can have it.
Yes.
It's a poster for Animal Crossing, which I thought was amazing. And so I didn't need 3 of them because it'd only be me posting. I got all my nerd stuff here, but I know you love it so much. So if you want that, next time I see you, you can have it.
Yes.
It's been sitting there. It's been sitting there for a year now. Lee, what do you think of this whole Animal Crossing craziness?
I love the freedom that you can do in the game. You can make it your own. It's like doing a whole project from scratch, and then when you get there to the point where it's like you're quite far through, you can look back and you can be quite proud of your work, and it's all in this sort of other world that it's in, and I love the freedom that you have with it.
Sure.
So
and you can go ahead, man. Sorry, I cut you off.
And I'm pretty sure I'd be getting it.
Oh, absolutely. And just that you can visit your friends' islands and you can share stuff. And I have so much money sitting in my Nook bank, a few million bells. There's
like 5 or 7 million bells.
Yeah, it's crazy. But it's so much fun, and I just got out of it. One of the things that annoyed me was your cousin who treats you, thinks you're a cousin there. He comes up in his boat to sell you. Idiot. I have fake art because Red sells you real art and fake art, and the majority of the stuff I got is all fake, and it's just sitting on my
There's
island.
one real art a day, and you really have to look hard.
Love to punch Red right in the face. It's so frustrating. Take it to Blathers.
You said this game is stress relieving.
Okay, so it is stress relieving, but when you're excited to fill up your museum, because the museum thing is the coolest thing I've ever seen, especially the aquatic area, the aquatic section of your museum. Like, the museum is a whole new level on itself, and I wish they'd build up more because it's wonderful. But they added the art gallery, and he will not accept fake art. And it's so frustrating. That is the only annoyance I have with the game. But that's all part of the game. And yeah, we'll see.
1,400 hours later.
I'm just under 400 for myself. And it's just because I play a bunch of other games too. But yeah, like it's a wonderful game. All right, we're going to jump into not so happy news. And I want your guys' input on this. Blizzard has layoffs, and nearly 190 people in the esports territory have been laid off. It goes on to say it signals a shift in from their live events, which Blizzard is big for their live events. Blizzard esports will look different going forward, less dependent on live events. And I think, and we're going to talk about this in a little bit further on, I think they're messing up. I really do. I think they need to keep their live events. COVID has ruined everything for the last year, and it's going to be about a half, almost 2 years, but it will be over. And people are going to want to go to their nerd events. I'll go to nerd events. I love it. I think they're shooting themselves in the foot. Employees, now this is, I thought was kind of crappy, okay? Employees will get a severance package, 90-day severance, up to 1 year of healthcare, which is good, and then along with a $200 gift card to battle.net. And I just like...
That sounds like such a slap in the face with the gift card.
Yeah, I don't know. Lightsy, go ahead, elaborate more on that.
It to me, it's like, okay, thanks for working for us, but, please still play our games. Like, if they're laying you off like that, like me personally, I think I would kind of hold a little bit of a grudge and I wouldn't want to play their games.
I would too.
Right away.
Yep. You and I would be both bitter Canadians.
Yeah.
Lee, go ahead, sir.
I think they'd be. I think it would be better if they had like the $200 in their paycheck rather than
easily
as a gift card.
Yeah. Like, and 90-day severance, that's 3 months. It's not so easy right now in a pandemic to find a good paying job or a good job at all. I would love to work in the gaming scene. I would work for Xbox. I'd work for Nintendo. Probably wouldn't work for Sony, just as a heads up, because I would be telling the goodness of Nintendo and Xbox all day long. They'd fire me and give me a $200 gift card for PlayStation.com or whatever. But I would love to work in the gaming community. I really would. I love it. And part of the reason why I started the podcast is just so we could just be part of our gaming community and just talk about it and have fun. But I think they're shooting themselves in the foot. And we're two stories or 3 stories down. We're going to talk why. And but yeah, Blizzard has great games. And I know, was it last year they kind of got a huge backlash with the with that dude that wanted freedom in Hong Kong or something like that. And I forget the whole story. I'm pretty sure it was Blizzard, though. And they make Diablo, correct? I'm pretty sure.
They made Diablo.
Okay, yeah. So they were in a huge PR kerfuffle when one of their top dudes got banned or something like that because he kind of made it political and he wanted freedom in Hong Kong and stuff. And I get it, but that could be reason too why they're backing out. I'm not sure, but Blizzard, I think you're shooting yourself in your foot, and I know you guys watch our podcast every week. And thank you for tuning in, Blizzard. Guys, any more on that?
Still love Overwatch, though.
Still love Overwatch, that's right. And that's a huge event. Overwatch 2 is coming out. You know what? I think they're going to backtrack on this when Overwatch 2 comes out. People are going to want their Overwatch 2 events. That's a huge game. That is lots of fun. I just don't have time to dedicate to getting really good at it. But they're going to backtrack. You wait and see. Mark my words. Lee?
I mean, like, if you imagine, like, all the the Overwatch cosplayers that you see in the conventions.
Sure.
And they're not going to be able to do that. Like and it's it's really going to suck the fun out of it for them.
Well, BlizzCon, right? BlizzCon is every year. They usually do full events where people dress up like crazy. Are they going to still do BlizzCon? I imagine they will, but
I would imagine so, because you're just talking like they're backing out of the esports live events. So I'm thinking more along the lines of like Heroes of the Storm World Championships and like
Starfield.
Nope.
Is that it? Oh my gosh, I know which game you're StarCraft.
Yeah, StarCraft. Yeah. And like crazy. Overwatch World. I don't know if they have that, but I would assume that they do. But like, not so much of canceling BlizzCon. Please don't cancel BlizzCon.
Yeah, exactly. Esports is just as huge as normal sports, guys. It really is. Nerds are taking over the world. Us geeks and nerds, whatever. I'm fine with being classified as a geek or a nerd. I'm just not super smart, but I love to game and I love geeky things. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. On to our next story. This was actually huge and exciting, partially for me, and I'll explain why. 2K has entered into a multi-year exclusive partnership with Tiger Woods and will acquire the PGA Tour 2K21 developer HB Studios to work on future golfing games. Tiger will appear in a game and will be an active director and consultant. And so, and I'd like to see, you and I were talking before this, waiting for Lee to hop on, was VC points, and I think I mentioned the other day too about virtual currency. I love basketball. I've been playing NBA 2K21 since way back. I was the guy that sold my PS2 to get a Sega Dreamcast just to play NBA 2K because it was that good. But NBA 2K has come to the point where it's all virtual currency, where you buy VC points or fake money, your fake money for the game, and like everything's locked behind a paywall. And it's ridiculous, it's frustrating, and everybody hates it, but yet we all buy the games to still buy into it. And so I want to talk about, what do you guys think of this whole purchase? Because I love the Tiger Wood games. I thought they were amazing. I believe it was EA Sports did them. Perfect. I didn't play 2K's golf last year, and it was because of the VC points. I just didn't want to get caught up on that. Have you guys played the Tiger Wood games for EA, and what do you think of this? Lightsy.
I don't play sports games too much.
No,
but
that's fine.
The fact that it's kind of behind a paywall kind of sounds like it would put me off a bit. Like if there's no way for me to like play the game and earn free currency while I'm playing the game, then it's not going to be that much fun for me.
So I will say you can earn VC points. You really can. It is a slow grind overall. And like some people say, well, if you play the basketball games on like the hardest difficulty, you earn more, which is ridiculous. I think that's stupid personally. I could gripe about this all day. It's so frustrating. Lee, so I want to go to you about this. I can only liken it to NBA 2K21 this past year because I have that game. I wanted to buy for my online character a Magic Johnson throwback jersey, and it cost me 30,000 VC points, which I think is like $20 real just for a jersey for my character. I didn't buy it, of course, because it's ridiculous. I imagine that's going to be the same way here. You want Tiger Woods? Great, you're going to have to pay for him. If you want Tiger Woods' shirt and hat and all that stuff, you're going to have to pay for it. Lee, what do you think of that model overall?
I'm not a fan where it's like, I like the idea of you buy the game, you have the game, that's it. You know, if they want to make like have DLC content or more content like that they want to like add on, fair enough. If they want to put a small price tag on it,
sure.
But I don't want to then buy the equivalent of the game again through like microtransactions.
Yeah,
that's just not appealing for me at all.
And that's what it truly is on 2K21, and you can see a lot of people griping about it. The VC points is a game breaker, and the problem is with 2K is they rush their game out. It's the same basketball game every year. They rush it out. It's broken for like 3 months. They have to wait until patch number 10 to come out for it to actually be good. People are angry. People are upset. But like DLC is like I like DLC unless it's stuff that should have already been included. Like there's been DLC that people do the data mine. Oh, okay, so there's bringing this DLC. It's already on the disc. Why can't I play it? That right there is a little frustrating. And I get a way to keep it going. Unlockables is the way to go. I love playing unlockables, but not paying for unlockables. It's so much fun to unlock stuff. And if you played Tiger Woods Golf, like 15 and 16, just normal Tiger Woods Golf, there's tons of unlockables not behind a paywall, which I thought was amazing and lots of fun.
Putting your time into the game to get the unlockables should be the payment.
Oh my
as
gosh,
opposed
yeah.
to the physical money. You know, like because then it shows that if you put time and effort into it, then you'll be rewarded, as opposed to here you go, pay for it.
Yep.
It's like with Mario Kart, just imagine if we had to pay for all the extra racers and all the extra car parts and that. Like that's exactly what it sounds like.
That's exactly what it is. It really would be. I would honestly pay for more DLC for Mario Kart 8. What is it? Deluxe. I would pay for more DLC for that. I really would. Like you look at Smash Bros. The only thing you're paying for is character packs, which overall is pretty good if you're heavy into Smash Bros. But like to buy the different weapons and stuff like that to drop down. Well, hey, if you want the hammer or the baseball bat to drop down, you're gonna have to pay this extra money so you can have that item. It's so frustrating for me. But I do love DLC, and I'm so happy Nintendo's getting into the game of DLC because usually it's just like, here's your game, have fun, which is great. But I think they're doing it wrong for Animal Crossing because it's taking a year before we get some other stuff, but it's all good.
I mean, they've given us a frequent amount of updates, though.
I guess I want more solid stuff. Like I like another building, or I do want Brewster with KK having his own stage. I kind of want that. You walk into the cafe and there's a couple people just chilling, drinking their Animal Crossing coffee or whatever it is. So
yeah, I could see that, I guess. So, yeah.
Okay, so anything else on that, guys?
No.
Either way, Tiger Woods back in the scene, getting his own golf game, I think is amazing because I loved the Tiger Woods golf games, but I just don't think it's going to be the same with 2K trying to charge all this stuff, and we'll see.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have actually got something. Do you think any of it will be affected by like the Tiger Woods car accident that he was in?
So I don't think so. The reason being is it wasn't like his last car accident where he was just blown out of his mind, drunk or whatever it was. I'll never forget when that happened. And my oldest kid at the time, I don't know how many years ago, I think this was like 8 years ago, and had mentioned he possibly drunk driving. And Isaiah, my oldest kid, said, Tiger Woods would never be drinking and driving, Dad. That's not a real thing. And I was just like, wow, that just goes to show you how young people idolize and see these superheroes, stars, which I thought was amazing. And but of course we know he was drinking and driving and all that stuff. But this one here was a legit accident, and he got pretty messed up. And hopefully his golf career can continue because the guy's a legend, possibly the greatest golfer of all time, which is fantastic. But yeah, Lee, I don't think it'll be affected. Like this news just came out a couple days ago, and this has been after all that. So that he signed, he's going to be He's going to be director, an active director and consultant. So I think that's amazing. We'll see. But good question, man. Good question.
Yeah.
So going back to the esports game, check this out. Sony has acquired EVO, which is Evolution, the world's largest fighting game tournament. The purchase means future EVO events are effectively Sony PlayStation events in partnership with RTS. This year's EVO event will be held digitally on August 6th to the 8th And August 13th to the 15th, events will include Tekken, Tekken 7, Street Fighter 5, Mortal Kombat 11. Sony says it will break down barriers for gamers so they can compete at all levels of the sports and reaffirmed a commitment to creating a safe and inclusive environment for players. Now, after reading that, new questions start popping into my head that I had no desire to talk about. I didn't even think about it. And we'll get to that after that last statement. But guys, here it is, Sony purchasing Evolution. I have never even heard of it, which is major fighting tournaments. Esports, that's what it is. It's esports. Sony's hopping into the game, so I can see Blizzard like, oh, wait a minute. We need to hop in here too. So, Lightsy, what do you think of that? Sony purchasing Evo.
I think it's interesting. I mean, I have Street Fighter 5.
Yep.
Not necessarily saying I'm like good at it or that I'm gonna go join the tournaments or anything, but like, yeah. I mean, I've known someone who's gone to Evo and participated in it, and you know, like, I'd be excited for this for them.
That's cool. Alrighty, so Lee, with Blizzard dropping out, their esports, and Sony's like, we're gonna buy this and just kick butt. What do you think of this?
Yeah, I think it's really good for them. Like, I think having a lot of like events really does like bring in the hype and bring the excitement for like new content coming out. And there's no like better way to do it, really. I mean, like, you could like I mean, obviously it will be different because of the pandemic, but there's but it's still like a really exciting thing to do. And with Sony purchasing Evo, I think it's going to be like it's not going to be as big as Xbox getting Bethesda, but like it's but you can tell like Sony's had to do something to counteract the Bethesda.
They could make it big though. Like, Sony's got a bunch of money. They could do something wonderful and marvelous with this. And Lightsy, I'm going to go to you next. I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm sorry I didn't have this question for you guys, but it just popped into my head after I got done reading it. As I was driving, because I'm super old, I listened to CBC radio in the car, and there was a talk show about esports and women in esports, and the harassment and the sexual harassment and their lives are threatened at these events. And I see here Sony says they'll break down barriers for gamers so they can compete at all levels of the sport, and reaffirmed a commitment to creating a safe and inclusive environment for players. Now, since you're a female gamer, or just gamer in general that happens to be female, what is your experiences, and what do you think of Sony reaffirming safety?
I mean, I know going back to my time playing Fortnite and just like when they added in their in-game voice chat, like my first few matches in that are like, you know, you get the kids, but then you also get the older guys that'd be like, oh, you're a girl, you know, you're like, you can't play that well. You get that kind of harassment. And then like from the streaming perspective, like,
because you're a streamer as well. That's correct. So what are some of your experiences? Because this is something I would dedicate a full podcast on, exposing this stuff and how to correct it, because this is a powerful topic.
Like, so for me, I you know, don't dress up a whole lot and like have my chest out there when I'm streaming and all that. Like, I try to maintain the mentality of thinking that like there's kids out there that are playing the games that I'm streaming, you know, like I don't want to be all that sexy on stream and bringing in the wrong kind of crowds. Like, I want to bring people to the games for my gameplay and for the community and the chat and stuff, and not just because I look good. and you see a lot of streamers like Valkyrae and Pokimane that get a lot of that sexual harassment in their chats that gets pretty bad. And and then you get clips popping up of that are just them bending over, and like it's gross,
right?
Like it's gross.
No.
so Sony saying that like they want to make it safer, then yeah, like that's good on them, but it's gonna be tough for them to really enforce it, I feel.
Correct. Yeah. There was I forget the girl's name, and I wish I had remembered from the CBC interview, but I think her name was like Supergirl something, and I don't know. I'm not very familiar with a lot of, like, the only really female streamers that like I've ever tuned into is Queen FPS, and she doesn't even use a webcam, and but she's got a huge following. She's a fabulous person. There's a couple others that I know of, but I don't want to watch them because the whole thing you had mentioned is they're basically they're booby streamers. They stick them out, and so. But anyways, to each their own. Whatever works for them. But have you yourself though experienced sexual harassment while streaming or in video game chat?
In game chat, yeah, I have. Not in my stream chats or anything.
Okay, that's good.
It's been pretty decent in the stream chats, but like playing World of Warcraft, like, God, that
there's a lot of sweaty frisky nerds. Yeah. Okay, so Lee, have you witnessed anything? Have you heard stories? Have you heard things on social media? Because I know you have a huge social media presence, especially on Twitter. Have you seen much of any of that stuff?
I haven't personally been involved with it, but like I understand that like I feel that there is like sort of a stereotype lingering about that, like, oh, the female gamer is always bad, and that sort of like, and that's obviously not true.
Right.
But like some people just like don't seem to get out of that mentality.
Yep.
And with that they think like they can just like harass them and like just not be like it's quite a sensitive topic.
Yes, very. It's hard for us men to really dance around that subject, and that's why I wanted Lightsy to speak more on it, because it's easy for her to do so, because she can just come right out and say it. I get what you're saying.
But like I think it's good that what Sony's doing is they're sort of like jumping ahead of it. They're actually like trying to get involved in dealing with the matter. I think it'll be harder than they probably think, but because it's more than just Sony, it's everywhere. And you know, like, and you see like sort of like certain Twitch streamers, and like they're like Lightsy says, like how they sort of present themselves in certain ways, and they're not helping the stereotype, like because they actively go to look that way for views and things like that. And so I think like that's going to be a difficult hurdle to overcome, because they like it's a mixture of the far majority want this resolved, but some people actually like it how it is.
Yeah.
Now, that did make me think of one thing. Behavior, the game company behind Dead by Daylight, they do have a strict, like, if at the end of the game, someone in the chat is like telling you to go kill yourself. You know, they have a report that you can do for that after the game, and they will ban.
Wow. Okay.
They will ban your behavior account or your, because I don't think it's your Steam account that they touch, but
yeah, probably
you
not.
know, they will ban your account for saying that. So if Sony's going to kind of adapt that, and if someone reports that on your account and then they ban your account, then I guess that's kind of one way to make up for it, because like they're losing their account basically.
Sure,
like
yeah.
You're gonna have to buy a new account, and you're like, how's that gonna work for your games? Like,
Yep. So
right?
I do want to reaffirm on this topic, because this is something I never wanted to talk about, or not never. I guess I just didn't consider it. We're not in any way saying if a woman on stream dresses provocatively, that she doesn't deserve those comments either way. It's not warranted. It's not looking for those comments. So any of those fellas that go on streams, like the one I'm referring to is Pink Sparkles. That's her whole thing, is to just shoot them out there. And they're there, and she gets the terrible comments, but she brings in tons of money as well. But she doesn't deserve those sexual harassment comments. Never should a woman have to deal with that. The only sexual harassment comments I get is from Darren. And that's him telling me I'm sexy and all that stuff, and he wants to see me in lingerie, which is really weird. But Darren, we love you anyways, and that'll never happen. But honestly, guys, I think this is a major topic, and this is something I would like to do one full podcast on, and maybe get some other female streamers talk about their stories and kind of get their voice out there. I think that would be awesome. Mm-hmm. Not that like we're a huge podcast, but I think the topic right there is definitely a must. We'll jump in here. We're gonna make some quick stuff. We're coming down. So an Xbox Indie Showcase is coming on March 26th. Now, when I read this, I was like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Yes, an Xbox fan. Featuring over 25 games, but there's more. Debut trailers and gameplay for Stalker 2, Second Extinction, and more. ID at Xbox, Microsoft's Indie Games wing, is teaming up with Twitch to host its first indie showcase on March 26th. Listen to this. Xbox is promising over 100 games at the event, including new debut trailer and gameplays for titles like Stalker 2, Second Extinction, and more. Wow. So the ID at Xbox is huge. They purchased all these smaller companies, like with the Bethesda purchase. That was ZeniMax. There was 8 development companies alone. Bethesda, id Software, and then like the 6 others. I'm pretty sure all indie developers, all falling underneath id at Xbox. And all of these devs love Xbox, and they love the developer. And so 100 games on March 26th during a Twitch event. Lee, what do you think of this? Because you're not really an Xbox fan, but you're a gamer. Well,
they're certainly dishing out on the content that they have.
Yeah.
And I think people are gonna love that. Yeah, like 100 games. There'll be so much variety in there.
Oh
there'll be something for everyone to have.
Yep.
And so it will get everyone together.
Yeah.
And it will be a big thing.
Yep. Lightsy?
I think that's good on them. Like Lee said, they're shooting big.
Yes, they are. Oh my gosh. So I watch a lot of IGN podcasts. I watch Nintendo voice chat. I just started the PlayStation Beyond one. I follow Ryan McCaffrey and his Xbox. And so the last 2 weeks, all I've been hearing on the PlayStation one is a lot of Xbox chat. And it's because Xbox is dominating the news. They're hitting home run after home run after home run all year. And here we are, it's March 21st. We're not even 3 full months in, and Xbox is just killing it right now. And so if you are an Xbox player, it's phenomenal. Even if you're a PlayStation winner, like we're all winning right now. Nintendo, Xbox, and PlayStation, everything is great for all of us. and I'm loving it. And so I'm looking forward to that. We'll see what time it's at. March 26th. Maybe I'll stream it and react to it as well. We'll have some fun. We'll see. Oh.
Like, do you think like because Xbox are going like so hard in the beginning of the year, like do you think they'll burn out and like run out of new content to have by the end of the year?
Fantastic question, and I'm going to say no. Because of Game Pass alone, and we've got Halo Infinite coming up, so they're going to be knocking out the park with updates on that. But one of the head dudes, I forget his name, and I do apologize, I don't have his name, not Phil Spencer, but like kind of like a PR sort of guy, has mentioned there are so many Xbox games that haven't been announced yet that are coming, even some that'll be coming this year. And he was on a separate radio show or podcast, and he talked about this, and I think this year will be the biggest year for Xbox and Nintendo. We'll see with Sony. I don't really stay plugged into Sony news. But with Xbox and Nintendo already had a press release come out saying this is going to be their biggest year ever with hardware and software. And this is including games that never been announced either. So I'm going crazy. It's expensive. Stinking gaming. But Lee, that's a great question. I don't think they will. Lacey, what about you?
I mean, the thought crossed my mind, like if they're announcing all of this now, but I mean, they can be announcing it now and it doesn't necessarily mean it's coming out within the next couple of months, right? Like they may be announcing it and this could be their fourth quarter release kind of thing.
Sure. Yep. And like look at Fable 4, I believe it is brewing. They had announced that last year, the year before. There's some sort of RPG that just looks brilliant, and I think it starts with an E. I forget the name, but either way, I'm excited, man, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful to be a gamer in this day and age. I'm thinking we skip over this week's retrospective and push it to next week. We're running a little bit late here. So, Lee, I would like for you to give me your PlayStation. PlayStation's giving away 10 free games for the Play at Home update. I don't know what that is. I haven't looked at it. I want you to fill me in, my friend.
Right, yeah. So so it seems like last year, they in April last year, they released a Play at Home sort of initiative where they released a couple of games. Back then it was the Uncharted collection and Journey, which are both not like the games that they're releasing. They're not old, but they're not new either. But yeah, they released two games last year, and the Uncharted and Journey. And this time they've gone bigger for this year. Okay. Releasing 10 games, and again, none of them are new, but the games that the games that they're giving are like quite various. So I'm sure like a lot of different people will want to have. Do
you have the list there of games?
Yeah, I do. It's they've already released Ratchet and Clank.
Okay.
It's the 2016 Ratchet and Clank.
All right.
But they're releasing Subnautica for free.
Okay, that's a good game.
Was that not already one of their monthly like PlayStation Plus free games this year?
I don't know.
I don't know. Good question.
I haven't signed in my PlayStation. I do it once a Friday to play with Pete on Red Dead, but I don't look at any of the news or anything.
They've got Enter the Gungeon.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know about that. Abzu, I think you've streamed that a couple of times.
Yes.
The Witness.
Okay, I streamed that as well.
Yeah. Res Infinite. I don't know much about that game. And then they have like a few sort VR-based games.
Okay, cool.
Astrobot Rescue,
Okay.
Moss, Thumper, and Paper Beast. So it's quite interesting, and they're free to download and whatever. Starting from 26th of March to the 23rd of April.
Okay.
So you've got pretty much a whole month.
So I don't know how much you've dug into this. So do you get to play them for that month and then they're gone, or are they yours?
I'm pretty sure that they're yours. It says you could download and keep these games for free.
Oh snap! Okay.
Is it?
So yeah.
Is it required to have PlayStation Plus for them?
That was my next question.
Can you get them without PlayStation Plus?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure you can. That is a good question. I'll have to look into that a bit more. But yeah, I think it's quite good. What they're doing here.
Hey, free games for anybody is fantastic. Good stuff. Anything else about that? Anything more?
No, not particularly. No.
Okay. Well, hey, you know what? That's awesome. Like I said, it's a good time to be a gamer. If that's your main hobby, it's fantastic. I want to discuss this. I play my Xbox Series X out in the living room, and I stream from my Xbox One X on here in this gaming room, and I needed a headset for out there, and Xbox had released their brand new wireless Xbox headset, and I'm going to take this off here so you can't ask me questions because I won't answer, and I'll put them back on here in a sec. So I want to show you this is it here, and they're really I just turned it on, and so when you turn it on, it's which is pretty cool. I want to give a breakdown here. Here's the microphone that comes down, which is pretty awesome. They're not noise canceling, but they're almost noise canceling that I feel like I'm yelling right now, which is really weird. And so on the right side, like it's a very minimalist sort of design. On the right is the volume. So if I want to turn it up or down, I just do this, which is cool. And on this side, if I want to do more game chat or if I want to do more game, I use this dial, which is pretty freaking cool. Now, on the inside, in case you didn't know your left from your right, it has your R here and your L. Me, personally, I am a right side microphone guy, but there's nothing I can do with that. It sounds great if you want to mute yourself. There's a little button right here for muting. Here's your power button. On a 3-hour full charge, it'll last you 16 hours or 15 hours of gameplay, which is cool. And it feels really good. The sound is excellent. My only problem I'm having is now, because I've been playing Apex Legends with it, is the guys that are running beside me on my team almost sound like the enemy as well. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what the heck's happening here? But I just have to adjust to it, right? But they're tight, but they're not so tight that they hurt because there's so much cushion. It is so cushiony. These are a beautiful, beautiful headset. It comes in this nice little white box here. I bought Ivor Funko Pop, but they didn't have the girl, so I was kind of annoyed. But anyways, here it is here. It is beautiful. So some of the things, it's wireless, of course. On the go audio. It has the Bluetooth 4.2, so I can travel around the house, whatever, and there's really no issues yet, which is awesome. Crystal clear chat. I was playing with Jake yesterday, and it was perfect. And he said I sounded great. Customize your fit, flexible, lightweight, and so it is lightweight. That's true. That's a true story. So I'll tell you this. I paid $150, I think, for these, and they're phenomenal. My Astro A40s I spent $250 on, and they're not so good. These are zero noise canceling. If I want to make them noise canceling, I have to spend an extra $100 on their which is crazy. Unless I went the A50s. This is all I need. It is fantastic. I think it works with the phone. I'm not sure if it works with like Nintendo or PlayStation, but I think it does. I'm not 100% sure. I synced it with my Xbox. You can download an Xbox accessories app that works with your controller and your phone. You can adjust all these settings, bass boost, and how you like it. And so I got to say, I love it. It's a wonderful purchase. And I finally have a headset I can sit out there and just play games and not have the TV blasting or anything like that. When, like this morning, Steph was trying to sleep. It was 20 to 6 in the morning because I woke up and I turned this on and I just played my headset. It's excellent. So I highly recommend if you can get them. It is sold out pretty much everywhere. So I had to order mine from EV Games and have them shipped to my house. So that was pretty awesome. So yeah. That is the Xbox wireless headset. So the only issue I've had mainly is when I played Apex, it's happened twice. When Bangalore drops her sort of a missile attack all around, the sound cut out on me twice. I don't know what that was, whether or whatever it was. It happened twice, and it came right back on, but I don't know if it was overloaded with sound and it just popped out. So that was my only issue. But other than that, I love these. These are good, no issues. Lee, let's jump into this week in gaming history. Last week was super long, so I've cut out some items. So what do we got, Lee?
Right, so we've got March 16th in 2001, Pokemon Puzzle League released in Europe for the Nintendo 64.
Okay.
Yeah. In 2006, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney released in Europe for the Nintendo DS.
And those apparently are fun games.
Yeah. I don't really know anything about them, but they seem good. In 2018, Kirby Star Allies released worldwide for the Nintendo Switch.
Nice.
March 17th, 2003. Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire released on the GBA for in the United States. In March 18th, 1993, Actraiser and Battle Clash released for the SNES in Europe. In 2004, The Legend of Zelda 4 Swords Adventures, the 11th game in the Zelda series, was released in Japan. In 2016, Pokken Tournament is released for the Wii U.
Okay.
March 19th, 1994, Super Metroid was released in Japan for the Super Famicom. In 2003, Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire was released in North America for the GBA.
Okay. So
released a couple of days after for the United States, it looks like.
Yeah.
March 20th, 2006, Tetris for the DS was released in the United States. In 2015, Mario Party 10 was released in North America and Europe for the Wii U.
So have you guys ever played any of the Mario Party games?
Yes.
They're so fun. They're so fun. I remember for the 64 when you had to take the palm of your hand and spin around. Yes. It's so awesome. They're okay, cool. I'm glad you played that too, because those are my memories. They're fantastic. All right,
my hand hurts just thinking about it.
Oh yes, blisters on the palm of your hands for freaking out. I love it.
As mentioned before, for 2020, Animal Crossing New Horizons was released worldwide for the Switch. So that was great. And then March 21st, 1999, Pokemon Snap, a successful Pokemon spin-off for the Nintendo 64 was released in Japan. I know you're really excited for the new one.
Oh my gosh, am I ever.
2003, in Europe, Metroid Prime was released for the GameCube.
People are waiting for the new Prime. They're waiting for either this is an anniversary this year, I think too. I think it's 25 this year for Metroid. So they're expecting all the Prime series together. So super excited. Yeah,
cool. And then 2008, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, Ring of Fate was released in Europe.
Cool.
So yeah, that's
Lightsy,
great.
any of the ones that stood out to you in there besides like Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire and all that stuff, since you are a resident Pokemon expert?
Let me go through this again. Pokemon.
So I see Ruby and Sapphire 2003 in the United States, and then
Yeah,
Pokemon Sapphire released in North America.
I think that might be a little typo.
Well, the 17th it came out, it looks like just for the US, and then we probably got it 2 days later or something like that.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah. All right, cool. Now you played Sapphire and Ruby, right, or whatever it is?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That one was actually probably the last one that I played on an actual Game Boy until X and Y.
Okay.
I didn't play Diamond and Pearl on the DS, so that coming out is going to be my actual first playthrough on the remake of Diamond and Pearl.
Excellent. Okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm still up in the air about that one, but we'll see. All right.
But yeah.
Cool. Good stuff. Lee, it is now your trivia time. What do we got, my man? So it's just me and Lightsy answering this time, so we'll see. Hopefully we can catch up on Jake. Jake right now is sitting at 6. I'm sitting at 5. Lightsy's at 2, but again, she didn't start out with us and missed an episode, so what do we got?
Right. So we've got here is which gaming franchise has had the most sequels. So it's not like the which game franchise has been running the longest, because that would be too obvious. But which one has had the most sequels?
Okay.
In like a gaming franchise. So your options are Mega Man, Final Fantasy, Sonic, or Mario.
The series that I thought of instantly is on your list. So Lightsy, I will let you go first, but I'm going to stick with my answer that immediately popped in my head.
See, I'm torn between Final Fantasy and Mario.
Yep.
But Sonic being in there too kind of threw me because of all of the Sonic like the Olympic games and that.
Yep.
With Mario.
Plus there's Mega Man X and like all of those other Mega Mans. So this is a good question.
I will go with Mario.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Final Fantasy.
Okay.
Is one of us right?
Yes.
Oh, what do we got?
It's Mario.
Oh.
119 games.
119?
Yeah. I mean, like that's including like all the Mario Party, tennis, the Olympic Games, Paper Mario,
Golf,
the Mario Kart. There'll be so many sort of different things for Mario. Final Fantasy had 80 games, so a bit lower, but the same as Sonic. Sonic had 80 games, and Mega Man had 103. Cool. So there's a lot of Mega Man games.
What about Final Fantasy?
That had 80 games, same with Sonic.
80?
Yeah, 80.
That's ridiculous. That's a lot of games. Oh my gosh. All right, wow. So Jake's still at 6. I'm at 5 still, and Lightsy is at 3. I'm just doing terrible. So this sucks.
And you've had an advantage because Lightsy wasn't here last week and Jake's not here this week.
Thank you, Lee, for rubbing that right in. Thank you. It would be awesome to have even those of you that watch this podcast write in some questions too. That would be kind of cool. Multiple choice questions. I think that would be awesome. All right, the last thing I do want to touch on for my YouTube community, we're doing a health challenge. For those of you that want to join, I have a Discord. It's right in the description. From yesterday, March 20th to September 22nd, we're just going to try to get healthy and lose some weight or whatever your challenge is, eat better and not have snacks and deliciousness. And if you want to join that, check out Discord. It has a bunch of information there, and I have a Facebook page created for that as well. We're just having a good time. So I'm excited for it. Yesterday I killed it. Yeah. So guys, is there anything else that's on your mind or anything? We have hit the hour plus mark.
Do you want me to do the 5 sort of most streamed games on Twitch? Or
oh yeah, you know what? Let's do that. Let's quickly do that. Yeah. And the 5 most streamed games this week on Twitch is what?
Right. So we didn't really do last week's, but that's fine. So 5th place, we'll start 5th, is Call of Duty Warzone.
Okay.
So that, yeah. 4th place is League of Legends. I mean, that's always going to be the top 5. 3rd place is Apex Legends. I'm not sure whether that's partly because of Nintendo,
yeah,
like
could be
releasing on the Switch, and then because they've roped you into it again, haven't they?
Yes, they have. I'm playing it every day.
Call of Duty Modern Warfare is 2nd.
Wow. Okay.
And then you could probably guess which one's first. Good old Fortnite.
Oh my gosh. I wouldn't have guessed it, dude. Fortnite has been purged from my mind. I didn't even think of it.
Well, it still lingers.
No, it's going to linger. And they just started a new season, I believe. And so that's why.
Season 6, Chapter 2.
Yeah, I have zero interest to play Fortnite. And I don't think I'll ever play it again.
That's another one that is definitely paywall.
Oh my gosh, yes it is. I've spent so much money not playing the game, aka 11-year-old in the next room, and it's frustrating.
Yeah.
I mean, even Ashley's had enough of doing it, really, because she said that she wasn't going to stream it so much anymore.
Who's that? Sorry.
Ashley.
Yes, yeah. Ashley Nelson. Yeah.
Yeah, like even she's not into it as much anymore.
Yeah, it's pretty rough, but oh well, we could save that for another. We could shelve it for now and chat about the rise and fall of Fortnite. All right, guys, thank you so much. This was another fantastic podcast, level 5 already. This is great, and I appreciate you guys being here with me week after week, and I'm excited to see where this goes. We're going to have a good time. So for Just Lightsy, Lee Everett, and myself, you guys take care.